I'm Kris Withouck. I am originally from Belgium. I'm from the region of Iserham, which is West Flanders. I came here in 2001 to start up a factory for a Belgian company called Withouck. Then we did that, and then we started in 2001. We started from a greenfield where we built up a factory, and our main business is thermoforming. So we actually are in plastics converting. So we have customers that need plastic trays to pack components, and then they are mainly in the hard disk drive sector. So that means we had to have a factory with clean room facilities. So it's quite high tech. And based on that, then over the years, basically, we've been here. I moved to the Philippines for a couple of years, moved back to Thailand. And in 2015, we were actually able to buy the company. So the Belgian investor or the Belgian owner decided to sell the company. And in 2015, together with a Thai partner, we took over the factories in Thailand and Philippines. So now I'm responsible for the manufacturing site in Thailand and the manufacturing site in the Philippines. So I've been handling different projects abroad. I was in Brazil for a while, and always with the intention to work abroad. It was one of my dreams, as you can say. And then Brazil basically was quite short, and then it takes it like more. So then we got the opportunity to come here in 2001. So took the opportunity, and still here. So we deliver specialized products to a specialized industry. So if we're talking about the hard disk drive, that's companies like Seagate, Western Digital. So they need high-end products in order to fit in the components, meaning that from a customer list, it's quite. We came here because of the fact that this is where the biggest basis is for hard disk drive export. So Thailand is the biggest exporter of hard drives. So it made sense to do it here. I mean, depending if you're talking about the competitors, no, they were not that happy. But I mean, the rest of the business community, yeah, it takes time to integrate. It takes a couple of years before you get to know. But we use like the chambers of commerce. So Belgium has a chamber of commerce in Thailand called Withouck. They organize a lot of events, and next to that, you go to fairs like yearly plastics fairs or manufacturing fairs, and then based on that, you meet new people, you meet suppliers, you meet customers. So bit by bit, it grows. I mean, mentality is very different from Europe. So the culture, let's say, not the mentality, but the culture is very different from Europe. So the way you manage people, the way you handle people, the way you interact with contacts business-wise is quite different. So that took some adaptation. Basically, things are done in a different way here than they are in Europe. But yeah, I mean, with a few fails and misses, you learn very quickly. So that's how we adapt actually to the local culture. Yeah, well, if you knew them before you came here, would you then still? It's hard to know something before you come here. If you haven't, even if somebody would have told me, basically, it would have been so. Yeah, it wouldn't have made sense, and I probably would not have. I wouldn't say not have believed it, basically, but in the end, a lot of things you have to discover basically while you're doing it. I mean, how you prepare. Basically, yeah, I learned the language a bit before I came here. We learned some Thai language, which helped a lot. But other than that, basically, the technology was known. So basically, we knew what we were doing from a production point of view. Working with the people, yeah, it's something that grows. I guess country by country, it will all be different. So even if somebody would have told me, okay, you have to be like this, you have to be like that, I don't think it would have drastically changed the way I approach things. I mean, there's different ways. I mean, you see a lot of people coming here. Some of them are professional, some are not professional. You have always adventurers that come over and then think that they can, that's easy. It is indeed, it's an easy country to live, but again, you do have to make sure that you are okay with all your paperwork. I mean, visas, coming here on a tourist visa and then staying, basically overstaying for months or years, is not a good idea. I mean, you will get in trouble and you'll be kicked out, and perhaps, I mean, I don't know, if you bring family or if you create a family here, either way, if you do not respect the rules, basically with regards to immigration, you will get in trouble. So the best thing to do, of course, is to find a company. If you want to come here, is to find a company that will send you here, and that you have an expat agreement that will actually make it very easy for you to get started here. And it's also a good way to see if you really like it. If you don't really like it, then yeah, you can always go back, right? So because you're covered by a contract. If that is not the case, if you are a little bit more adventurous and say, okay, look, I will go there, just make sure that you have enough contacts to build up, make sure that you know the ins and outs, make sure that you can, that you have at least a few contacts or persons or organizations that can help you getting around around the country or around the city, basically, because most of the people are in Bangkok anyway. So it helps a lot to have good contacts. I mean, yeah, we see people arriving, basically, and we see people leaving, and some are happy to leave and some are sad to leave. So, and some basically get kicked out as well, because they do not follow, again, the rules and the regulations. Food. The smile of the people. I mean, the people are very warm. It's a nice country to. It's actually a very easy country to integrate. It's a lot easier than some other countries. Top 5. Yeah, I mean, the nature is beautiful. I mean, there's beautiful mountains, there's beautiful beaches. The underwater world. I'm a scuba diver, so basically, I love the underwater world, especially on the western side. For the business side, the business communities here basically are also very supportive. They are, yeah, I mean, the networking groups, some of them are really trying to help each other, creating business for each other or finding business for each other. So it's also a nice group of people basically to integrate and to find friends.